Hey guys, it's me, Yusuf, and we're back with another video. And man, this video, I've been working on this video for a while. It's been a video that I really wanted to do ever since I started this new channel. Um, it's about Canada, the national team of Canada. No, we're not talking about hockey. We're talking about soccer. We're talking about the 2026 World Cup. And here's the take that might go viral, might not. I don't care. I have Canada winning World Cup in 2026. Look, before you say, are you on crack? Are you crazy? All of those things. Let me explain myself because I really feel like this is actually, you know what, a little bit more likely than one might think. So let me just set the stage for everybody. Canada as a national team in the footballing world is going through a golden generation. Ever since we made the World Cup, really ever since we qualified for 2022. The signs were always there. Like I remember when Jonathan David was dominating with Genk, and then he goes to Lille, and he immediately started playing really well. And I also remember Alphonso Davies and his rise, sort of meteoric rise through the MLS. Then he goes to Bayern and he becomes one of the best fullbacks in all of world football. I mean, he was in the FIFA World 11 in 2020, bro. That is still crazy to me. But yeah, those two guys were really sort of the foundation. Everybody else sort of started to come together. I mean, another person I would also argue that also paved the way was actually Dondon and Osorio. Like you might say, what about Atiba Hutchinson? He also played a big part of it as well. John Osorio was really one of the few bright spots, back in the day where Canada couldn't even buy a win internationally, let alone go to a World Cup. And now, I mean, momentum is there, bro. And I will say this: I really think, look, I know last year the Gold Cup was a very disappointing tournament. I had Canada dominating to win, and we couldn't even beat Guatemala in shootout. That still pisses me off so much. But um, I really think, and look, I know Canada's not at full strength right now. Bunch of our strikers dealing with, I'm saying, injuries, not big injuries. Well, the big one is Promise David. He had a very bad muscle injury. And look, I still think he'll be on the team. There's a world that he's not on the team. Hopefully, he's on the team. They said that the injury recovery might be 3 to 5 months. So hopefully he's on the team. But the point I'm trying to make here is that World Cup qualifying to 2022 was probably one of my favorite, qualifications for any team, period. Because it was my team making it. I still remember the 4-0 win against Jamaica at home, and we made it to the World Cup. I remember I was recording parts of it, posting on my Instagram, but that's a different story for a different day. So, my real take is that Canada now has their team. Right, the last couple of years, we've been tinkering. Jesse Marsh, the mad scientist of international soccer. I think he's found a lineup to win with. I really think so. I mean, I look at someone like Daniel Jefferson. He's been playing really well recently. Kyle Larin, what I'm saying? He's been scoring goals for Southampton. Also, Kyle Larin's played a big part in this as well the last 10 years or so. I mean, his career has been kind of remarkable. You think about it, he's been everywhere. MLS, Turkey, he's been in La Liga, he's been everywhere. And I think, sure, people get on him for not being as productive as he was when he was younger for the national team. But man, we wouldn't really be here without him. I really think so. I look at someone like Tajon Buchanan, who I think is the X factor for this tournament. Him and Estachio, those two guys are the X factors for us to make a run. Those guys have to stay healthy. That's the thing. We have some depth, but like I look at it like this: our back line is really solid. Alistair Johnson, Cornelius, Bombito, Alfonso Davies. That's probably maybe the best back line in CONCACAF, one of the better back lines in the world, in my humble opinion. Um, but really, the reason why I say this is because of two things, right? I look at Copa America 2024, right? And I don't even think in my wildest dreams that I think we would have had a shot to win the whole thing, right? We go to the semifinals, and sure, we get outplayed by Argentina. They were like the best team in the world that year, and they still are, I think, to a degree. And people forget, like, Argentina was in the shootout with Ecuador in quarters. If they lost that game, I think Canada would have won the whole thing. I think at least we made it to the final. That's my take. I don't know y'all sort of feel about that. But another guy also. The reason why I'm saying this because also we lost in the shootout against Uruguay for third place. We almost got third place in one of the biggest international tournaments. You know what I'm saying? And that is big. That was huge because it showed people that we're not just there to be there. We can compete. We're here to win, and that's the thing. I think with the expanded World Cup, what I'm saying, groups and format and all stuff, it gives a team like Canada a really good shot to do something. You know what I'm saying? The other reason why I think Canada can win the World Cup is because of continuity and chemistry. You could clearly tell these guys love playing with each other. I look at another example. I look at Esmail Kone. That guy has been excellent this season, man. He's been probably one of the better midfielders in Serie A for a team that not many people watch. You know what I'm saying? Like people talk about Sassuolo, people talk about like Baradi. He's been great this season. But Esmail Kone's really been the heart of that team, and really he is the heart of Canada. You really really think about it. I just think a potential question mark, what I'm saying, is this Jonathan Nazario's last major international tournament? And my thought is that it should be. Now, not because he can't play. He always has a spot on his team as a veteran, experience, and as somebody who's been through the highs and lows of club footy and MLS and Canada in general. And look, he is a Canada soccer legend. You know what I'm saying? Full stop, full blank, period. So I always support that guy, no matter what he does, what I'm saying, on the field. But this has to be it. You know what I'm saying? His play has been sort of been declining last couple years. And I'm not saying he's trash or he's horrible, but like he should be starting. That's what I'm saying. And he won't start. I think as off the bench to settle a game, you know what I'm saying, you could do a whole lot worse than him. That's just my take. The real question mark really is the goalkeeping situation. And I watched the Inter Miami versus Orlando game a couple days ago. And the one thing that stood out to me is look, Dwayne St. Clair, he's a really good MLS goalkeeper. Internationally, I can't trust him. I just can't trust him. You know what I'm saying? Crepeau, sure, he may not be as good club level, but like internationally, for what I see, that guy raises his game. He's honestly, I make a comparison. He is our Ochoa. You know what I'm saying? For how Ochoa is for Mexico, he's that for Canada. And honestly, that's what you need. Granted, look, I would love to have, what I'm saying, a guy like Pickford or a guy like Donnarumma for Canada, but that's not possible. Not now, at least. Maybe 5, 10 years down the road when this team is, what I'm saying, competing at the World Cup, competing at Copa America. You know what I'm saying? When the expectations are higher, then somebody like that would want to play for us, but we're not at that point yet. But the third reason why I think Canada can win the World Cup is that I think we're due for a shock team to make a run. Look at all the teams that made incredible runs all recent World Cups. 2022, 2018 with Croatia. I mean, there's a world where Croatia made the final, maybe win the whole thing if Argentina lost against the Netherlands in the quarters in 2022, but that's a whole different conversation. Right? You have Morocco, last World Cup. 2014, you had Colombia, you had Costa Rica, you know what I'm saying, 2010, you had Ghana. You can argue Uruguay, you know what I'm saying. Another one, '06. There wasn't really a shock. I would say Australia, '06. You can argue 2022. But we're due for another shock run. In the way that the World Cup is set out, I think it will lend itself to that. And also, I just think this year has been chaos, man. We have war. We have a lot of crazy shit going on in the world, and I really think a lot of these teams are not just going to be playing for pride. They're going to be playing like it's their lap. They're going to be playing because they want to sort of kind of show the world that this sport can bring people together instead of pulling people apart. And I think that is also a big reason that I think Canada's going to be playing, you know what I'm saying, a different type of intensity, a different type of passion for the tournament. And also, it's kind of a home World Cup because all of our games, group stage wise at least, are at home. Two, I think, a couple of them are at BMO and some of them are at Vancouver. Like, that is going to be big. And that's paramount because you look at the group Canada's in. You have Switzerland and Qatar. And I never anticipated a World Cup draw like I did. And it was good because I kind of stayed up the whole night to see it. So it's all good. But I look at it like this, right? We have home field advantage. Where players have been playing really well. And sure, there are players who have not been playing well this season, like Jonathan David. He's not been playing well this season. I'm the first one to say that. This is probably his worst season of his pro career. You know, what I'm saying, goals and assists and overall play. Like, you know, he's been playing better recently, but like it's not the same level as Leo or Genk or even on the national team side of things. Another one that I'm actually really interested in seeing is Tani. You know what I'm saying? Tani Oswali, that guy's been really good this season for what he had to do. He scored some great goals in the Champions League this season. Sure, Real, you know, flopped really bad leading group stage, but they're fighting for top four. And I really think having depth at the striker position is going to help John and David get the rest that he needs, right? You know what I'm saying? So I really think this is just my humble opinion, right? You know, the last reason I think why Canada can win the World Cup, honestly, it's just why not? Why can't it be Canada? You know what I'm saying? Why can't Canada have a moment like that on a world stage? You know what I'm saying? And people can talk about, oh, group, it's going to be hard. Look, man, Canada should be Qatar. Canada should get something against Switzerland. And honestly, man, Canada should try to get a result against Italy. If you're saying, look, man, I would prefer we get like Wales or whatever. We get Wales, Canada should top that group. I don't care what anyone says. Canada should at least get out of the group stage. Get out of the group stage, anything can happen. You know what I'm saying? And I know people are going to be talking, oh, you're sounding crazy. Oh, this is far-fetched. Who cares? You know what I'm saying? Too many times, I feel like Canada's biggest problem in sports recently, at least, is that there's this thing of like, why can't we move like we're the team to beat kind of thing? Instead of trying our best, why can't we be the best? You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be making a video about the US and how I think they're going to make a deep run. And the same reason I'll say this, man. Canada needs to stop. They need to get out of this whole, you know, we do best when we're the underdog. No, we need to get out of that because, man, at some point, this team will have real expectation to do something. And I think this World Cup is a step towards that. So if we win the World Cup or we reach the final or something like that, then we show the world we're not messing around, man. Again, this is an opportunity to stamp ourselves on the world stage. And man, look, man, I can't even imagine if the final whistle, the final is there, and we're lifting it. And bro, I can't imagine. Forget the parades and all that. There'll be parades, celebrations across the country, and that would be incredible. You know, 660, he's gonna be going crazy. But man, I really think like that would be like the final page, the final evolution of footy as a whole. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's the video, and my next video is coming up soon. I hope you guys enjoy this one. Bye.